Thank you so much for joining us today. It's an honor to have you all here. My name is Darren Mono. I serve as the District 5 City Council member, and I'm the 2023 Chair of the Council. And it's my honor to officiate this meeting today. We will begin by a presentation of the colors by the Salt Lake City Police Department Motor Squad. And followed by that, we will have the national anthem will be sung by Mila Owen, and Mikael Marshall will read a poem entitled The American Dream, and we will go to that point. If you'll please stand for the presentation of the colors.
Color Guard advance. Please join with me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, and then please remain standing while the national anthem is sung. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color Guard, post colors. Color Guard dismissed.
Detail, right, face. Forward, march.
Thank you. You may be seated. We will now welcome to the stage Mikael Marshall, who will read the poem The American Dream.
privilege it is to be here today. Thank you for having me. And again, like he said, I'm Michael Martial, Haitian-born poet and spoken word artist known as the Caribbean Nightingale, and owner of Poetry on Main here in Salt Lake City. I am grateful. Can I tell you a secret? I am not perfect. Neither are you. It is the memory of the sheer agony of my African ancestry staring into the depths of you that haunts your sleep and you weep. Can I tell you another secret? You are not perfect, and neither am I. When I look into your eyes, I feel enraged, and I can't seem to turn the page on rage for the lynchings of the likes of me, for the blood drained out of those who looked like me. Can I tell you their secret? Our ancestors were not perfect, but neither are we if we continue to pretend or try to defend those denying history. Will you share your secret? That you know you're not perfect, but that you long to be honest. That you know your ancestors' deeds have impeded my children's quest to be freed from evil seeds. Will I share my secret? That I know humans are not perfect, or that bloodshed only leads to tyranny eternally, and that if we'd earnestly strive for unity consistently, both my ancestors and yours, I know it, would be humbled at the courage they see in us for succeeding where they had failed way back then, at respecting each other and coexisting equally, peacefully on this land that neither they nor we young folks owned or inherited without loss. The loss of old and young lives, the loss of dignity and freedoms, the loss of husbands and wives, the loss of kingdoms and queendoms. See, both my ancestors and yours owe deep reverence to the indigenous matriarchs and daughters, patriarchs and healers, the unsung heroes and sheroes, so to speak, in this American dream that both you and I seek, or so it seems. Thank you.
Another big thank you to the Salt Lake City Police Department Motor Squad, Mila Owen and Michael Martial. We sincerely appreciate your participation in today's event. And we welcome everyone today to this meeting, during which those who have been elected to serve Salt Lake City this past November will receive and affirm their oath of office. I would like to extend a warm welcome as well to the family members and guests of the mayor and council members and council member-elect who are here to support their loved ones today, as well as to the many community leaders, residents, city employees, other friends who have joined us. Thank you so much for being here. I do want to take a moment to recognize any other elected officials that are here joining with us. If you are here in an elected capacity, if you're serving in an elected capacity, please stand to be recognized. Thank you so much for being here and joining us. Today, we're going to celebrate 5 elected officials who are going to take their oath of office. And as part of our ceremony, we have the honor of welcoming talented artists that you've already heard from and will in the next moments. So our next performance will be a dance performance by Ballet Folklorico, who is performing a number entitled La Negra. We will welcome them to the stage. Thank you so much. We're going to get the chairs rearranged up here. While we do that, let's give all the performers one more round of applause. And not to confuse, there is one more performance later on. at the end. We will now begin with our newly elected officials receiving and affirming their oath of office. Oh, we did move too soon. There is one more dance by Ballet Folklorico. Excuse us.
My name is Emma Monza, and I'm 14 years old, and I'm with El Ballet Folklorico Ek, and I hope you guys enjoy this performance.
Ojos tienes debajo de esas dos cejas, debajo de esas dos cejas, qué bonitos ojos tienes. Ellos me quieren mirar, pero si tú no los dejas, pero si tú no los dejas, ni siquiera besar tus labios quisiera, besar tus labios quisiera, malagueña, sonrisa y decirte mi hermosa. Hechicera, eres linda y hechicera como el calor de una rosa. Si por pobre me desprecias, yo te concedo razón, yo te concedo razón. Si por pobre me desprecias, yo no te ofrezco riquezas, te ofrezco mi corazón, te ofrezco mi corazón, no cambio de mí. Pobrezas, malagueña, salerosa, besar tus labios quisiera, besar tus malagueña, salerosa y decirte, niña hermosa, eres la hechicera, eres linda y hechicera como el candor de una rosa, como el candor de una rosa. Muchas gracias.
I think we're good now. That was well worth the hiccups. Is my microphone on? You can hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. We will now move towards the official portion of the meeting where the newly elected officials will be receiving and affirming the oath of office. We'll call each of you one by one to complete your oath. A key to the city pin will be pinned on your lapel and followed by your signing the oath of office certificate. After taking the oath, each of you have a few moments to make some personal remarks as well. So let's begin in district order with district number 2. Councilmember Alejandro Alepui is the first to take the oath of office. His oath will be administered by the city recorder, Cindy Lou Trishman. Ale's furry family member, Petunia, as well as Caden, will accompany him to the stage. So would you all please step to the podium?
Please raise your hand. State your name after the word I.
I, Alejandro Puy Echegaray,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for gathering here today and watching us play musical chairs earlier today. Thank you for the opportunity to serve again Salt Lake City. It's an honor and privilege to stand here before, once again, having been entrusted with the responsibility of representing District 2 in our city government. It felt like it was just yesterday. Well, exactly 729 days and 29 minutes, I was standing here, well, very close to here, thanking those that helped me be here. The truth is that nothing, literally nothing I have accomplished in the last 2 years could have happened without the assistance of my awesome liaisons and council staff. Brian, for your ingenuity, tenacity, and never forgetting a task. But you're dead to me. You left to work for the administration. Let's see. Let's see how the next budget goes through. Priscilla, thank you for making all my crazy ideas a reality while juggling so much more. And to my current liaison, who gets things done, who keeps me on task, and has my back every time, even when I don't even have my own back. Thank you. What an incredible, talented team of professionals. This city owes so much to the council staff that works tirelessly in the background. They deserve so much more credit than they get. But now looking back to the past 2 years, one of my first tasks joining in was to ask for a whiteboard. I asked for a whiteboard for my cubicle and to write all my objectives, big, small, even silly ones, to just put it in writing, to make sure that I remember what I wanted to accomplish. I didn't want to lose focus. Sometimes we get some fires to put out. Sometimes we like to start our own fires. And I wanted to make sure that I remember what I was there and I wanted to accomplish through the 2 years I was elected to serve then. Let me just say that the whiteboard got a lot of check marks and making completed tasks, and that makes me very happy. But those achievements are a testament to the strength of our community, and I'm continuing to be inspired by the dedication and resilience of the people of District 2. We accomplish a lot, and record capital improvement approved for District 2, record number of infrastructure projects, street lighting, and so forth. New density allowed across the city, record affordable housing funding across the city, revamped an ADU ordinance. Don't twitch, council members. That was a tough one, I know. Thank you for reaching common ground on that. Increased commercial space requirement for new developments. Thriving in place as a comprehensive plan to fight the forces of gentrification in our growing city. A stronger presence of the city on the west side, including bringing the council meetings to the west side every year. Allowing sanctioned camping that now is a test pilot behind the Rio Grande. If you have not seen it, I recommend you to go visit. To help those that are experiencing homelessness to find a safe and a warm place to live while they can focus on the next challenges ahead. I remember being told that this will never happen in Salt Lake City, and here we are. Funding for more cameras to fight crime, technology to text those that call the police to check on the update on their call. A new police substation on North Temple that soon will open its doors that has led to record low numbers of crime in my district. Assisting in the envisioning of a new regional park in my district and advocating in all the languages I can speak to get people to vote for that bond. Then approving the funding for the future Glendale Regional Park, funding for the Jordan River, funding for parks in my district, repealing our donation ordinance to make sure that we can actually accept donations faster and more efficiently from the private sector, from individuals and corporations. Then accepting donations from Home Depot, for example, and labor, materials to revamp. Just to name one, a 20-year-old missing pergolas in Jackson Park in my district, fixing the Japanese gardens ahead of the delegation from Japan a couple months ago, and the Peace Gardens, helping fix the horseshoe fields in Glendale Park. All of those thanks to corporate donations here in Salt Lake. Along with other community and volunteer projects like alleyway cleanups and park projects to improve District 2 and so forth. We have welcomed new businesses to District 2, 43 bakery, spas, and more coffee shops. Lower the speed limit in Salt Lake City, focus on safer streets, record funding on speeding mitigation. I have made silly signs, got some national attention to get people to slow down when they're driving. And just like Luis Fonsi and Justin Bieber say, drive despacito, please. There is grandmas, abuelas at play in my district, so slow down. I still continue to fight blocked train crossings in my district. I'm gathering stories. I'm going to take this chance to ask you to submit your stories. If you have been blocked by the train crossing the city, please submit your story, tinyurl.com/slctrains. I'm still gathering stories. I'm watching you. None of this would have been possible without the dedicated support of my council colleagues, the Mayor Aaron Mendenhall, city leadership, partners, advocates, and constituents who created the beauty of our community and recognized the opportunity to rectify historical injustices. We are evolving. We're getting the nice things. We're not only righting historical wrongs, but we're also enhancing the quality of life of current and future generations of people of color. I am proud on how the community showed up. So now we have more pickleball courts planned for our Glendale Park. I'm sure there are some smiles here. Today, as I take the oath of office, this is not merely a reaffirmation of my commitment to public service. It is a call to action for all of us. The challenges that we face are complex, and we need your energy, commitment, ideas, and sometimes money, not only to build bridges, but to fill those gaps. We need the gaps of historical injustice to be gone, and we need your help. Help us keep our focus on the issues that we can actually solve. Keep us accountable to bring solutions to our neighbors. There are people in my district today, right now, with no food on their tables. There are people in our neighborhoods right now behind on rent or mortgage that need the tools to stay housed. There are neighbors of yours that need a hand. They need your hand. Let's use our collective strength. United and with determination, we can make good to the wrongs of the past and the present. Let's keep civility above all, because if we constantly tweet or X on each other, with attacks, we never get anything done. Let us foster an environment where open dialogue and collaboration flourish. I invite you to share your ideas, voice your concerns, and actively engage in the decisions that shape our community's future. I am excited about the opportunities that lie ahead for Salt Lake City. As we navigate the challenges, let us do so with a spirit of cooperation and understanding, and a shared commitment to the well-being of every resident in District 2 and beyond. In closing, let us embark a new term with optimism, determination, and a steadfast belief that our collective effort will continue to transform Salt Lake City in a place that we're all proud to call home. Thank you for your trust, thank you for your support, and your unwavering commitment to our community.
Thank you, Councilmember Pui. That was quite the list of accomplishments, and I can attest to his hard work and determination in getting many of those things over the finish line in just a short time. The next person to take the oath of office will be Councilmember-elect Eva Lopez Chavez. Eva will be representing Salt Lake City's District 4. Her oath of office will be administered by Judge Clemens Landau of the Salt Lake City Justice Court, and she's accompanied to the stage by Galilea Lopez, Ali Lopez, Joel Merrill, Felix Merrill, I have more names than this, but Liam Burns and Abby Burns. If you are all here, please join Councilmember-elect on the stage.
I, Eva Lopez Chavez,
Do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Judge. Thank you so much. I'll see you, okay? Thank you, baby. Thanks, guys. And have one copy of your work. we have the kids walk up? Do you want to stay? For those of you that know me know that I love my family so much, and it means a lot. I want to keep my little sister up here with me. It's Galilea Lopez, and I look at her and I see myself in many ways, and I think on this journey, I look at her and I keep seeing the future that we work for, and now my colleagues, we get to work for these young kids and a generation of Salt Lakers. Thank you for joining me. Before I begin, I have a message to share specifically with my family. Many joined me today in person, but we also have many family members back in Mexico, in our homeland, watching live. This is a message in Spanish. Como familia hemos cumplido tanto en solo una generación. Juntos cumplimos lo imposible. Los adoro tanto. Ustedes son mi mundo entero. Y gracias por enseñarme este camino de servicio. I stand on the shoulders of giants. In particular, my grandmother that's joining me today in the seat, Graciela Corona Chavez. She's a woman who lived in true poverty and has completely shaped my life. Thank you for your sacrifices. Chelis, gracias. Te debo mi mundo, te adoro. Eres mi luna. In my family, we practice this saying, La familia es primero. That family is first. District 4 is for families, and families come first in our district. In just one generation in our city, my family has made its mark. Only in our city can an aspiring community organizer take the helm of such leadership. I want to say thank you to my campaign team, whose support and tireless efforts made this possible. Everyone, look at the center right here, because this is the dream team. These are the individuals that deserve this applause. This moment is for you. Debbie Sigmund, Stuart Hepworth, Ashley Jackson, Cameron Fife, Joel Paredes Guardado, Josh Velasquez, Kyle Friant, Laya Juni, Lily Donis, Sheila Servastova, Spencer Young, Kevin Nichols, Cristobal Villegas, and Johnny Hebda. You continually inspired me along the way, 9 months to be exact, and brought an infectious energy to our neighbors, even when I was a little grumpy. Thank you so much for uplifting me. You forever have my heart, and you know you have my personal phone number, so call anytime. Thank you to my friends, neighbors, and volunteers. You supported me along the way. You give me a lifetime of hope. To our community, district, and city, this win is for you. I'm humbled by the opportunity to serve you. I want to get a little bit vulnerable. As a person that wears many hats, and I mean, you guys know, I love hats. It matters to proudly wear all your identities. One of mine is that of the incoming new generation of leaders in our city. Much like the earthquake that shook our city, it is this generation that shockwaves our growth for our district. I'll never forget driving into Salt Lake City a decade ago. I was in awe of our skyline, these red ominous hues that inspired me to chase my dreams. Fast forward 10 years later, I look back at our skyline and think, damn, that's a lot of construction downtown. But really, I'm forced to ask myself, for whom is this city being built? District 4 is known to be a place for families. These are families, children, renters, people with diverse backgrounds. Its geography is a perfect rectangle in the center of our city, made up of neighborhoods, East Central, Central City, Downtown, and the Central Ninth communities. It is the beating heart and soul of our city. Diversity and density are our strengths. But someone tell that to Ryan Smith, because you sure won't find that at the point of the mountain. We're expecting 10,000 new residents in our downtown by 2025. I'm excited by the potential for new investment and families in our downtown neighborhoods. I invite you to share your ideas about how we can preserve neighborhoods for those families. We need to invest in in the community that we are trying to create. Our small businesses are crafting community every day. These businesses inspire me to protect the spaces where community is ignited. They are the lifeblood of Salt Lake City and showcase our diverse economic resiliency. In 2034, we will light an Olympic torch representing our pioneering spirit. It matters to me that we include all of our businesses and families in light of this momentous event. I'm excited and honored to embark on this journey to city leadership together. Having you by my side, it excites me, it empowers me. Thank you for entrusting me with this great responsibility, because today we have created history together. Remember, District 4 is for families. I'm Ava Lopez Chavez. I'm your neighbor on Douglas Street, and I cannot wait to continue working for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Lopez Chavez. And I think I might be the first person to officially call you that. I'll go off script for a second and just say thank you to my friend, Ana Valdemoros, who was an example to me in putting my hat in the ring for the appointment 4 years ago, and was the first of many people of color serving in the Salt Lake City Council, so thank you. All right, next in line is Councilmember Dan Dugan, who will take the oath of office to continue serving District 6. He'll be accompanied by Tricia Dugan, and our city recorder, Cindy Lou Trishman, will administer the oath of office. Please come to the stage.
Oh, exactly. That was before.
Please state your name.
I, Daniel Dugan,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
and with my office with
Of-
fidelity.
Good
With
job.
fidelity.
Can you just repeat the last one? Of my office with fidelity.
Of my office with fidelity.
Thank you.
Great to be here. Thanks for joining me. Mila, beautiful national anthem. Thank you. Michaela, powerful poem. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. And the dancers, nice job.
thank you, Salt Lake City and District 6, for the opportunity to serve a second term as your District 6 council member. I'm honored to be here today to accept this responsibility and declare my continued commitment to the city and the district. I'm also honored to serve alongside this wonderful team. I want to start by acknowledging my challengers, Tamar and James, for participating in our democratic process, for taking the time to get to know our community, and for your desire to serve our city. I want to thank my campaign staff. They're out there. Jackie, Gabby, Ben, and Sarah for their tireless work and keep me on track. And thank you to the volunteers who knocked on doors, wrote letters, and believed in the vision. You're the best. And my biggest thanks goes to Sarah, she's not here today, for being my soulmate and my senior advisor. Big emphasis on that senior advisor. You all made this possible. Salt Lake City is an incredible, vibrant city, and District 6 is a wonderful place to call home. I could not be prouder of this place. The last 4 years were challenging. We experienced a pandemic, an earthquake, a windstorm, economic uncertainty, but together we pulled through and grew stronger. Looking ahead, we have opportunities to go even stronger and a team of committed public servants working to find the solutions our city needs. I'm eager to continue improving our efforts to support our residents by working with our diverse communities, listening to the needs and desires of our city residents, understanding one another, and using data and research to make the best decision for our future. As I said before, my focus is on our people and planet. I have a vision for one city with a seamless connection to all the communities within it. My focus on people means focusing on our quality of life and health, physical and mental, by addressing affordable living, not simply affordable housing, but affordable living. This means housing of all types and for all income levels, as well as walkable and bikeable safe streets, well-maintained parks, trails, and community centers, and hubs of housing and local small businesses, places that bring people together just to be together. This also means increasing public transportation options and improving street infrastructure. In District 6, we are home to one of the largest employment areas in the state. We only have one bus line that runs down Foothill, and it's every 30 minutes. If you want a picture of gridlock, visit the intersection of Sunnyside and Foothill at 8 a.m. or 4 p.m. We need to change that picture. Let's get people out of their cars and expand our 9-line design from the Peace Garden to This Is a Place, connect Rose Park to Arcadia Heights, Poplar Grove to 15th and 15th, Sugar House to City Creek with safe bike routes. And I know this will shock you one more time. Let's connect our communities by taking the bold move to bury the train tracks. Let's bury the train tracks that slice the city in two. Taking steps forward to improve our residents' quality of life allows us to also look out for what makes us healthier and more productive: clean air and water. And increasing our this my point there. I am proud of the efforts we have made in the last few years in improving our air quality and increasing our water conservation. We must continue this momentum and continue to lead the state in these efforts. If we are going to continue growing, then new construction must be of the highest energy efficiency, and large commercial buildings and warehouses must have solar panels and water-smart landscaping. A flat roof is a wasted space without solar panels. Kentucky Bluegrass does not belong in Utah. Natural scaping is a must. We must also be firm and strong in our efforts to protect Great Salt Lake and its wetlands. The cost of focusing on profits in these areas will forever negatively impact the health and quality of life of all our residents. This will not be an easy task. There will be struggles, and we will have to change some of our behaviors. But as a team, a city, together, we can make it happen. Salt Lake City and District 6, I'm excited for the opportunity and responsibility to continue serving you. Thank you again for putting your trust in me. Fellow council members, Mayor, I look forward to the next 4 years. All right, let's keep the faith.
Thank you, Councilmember Dugan. The next to take the oath of office will be Councilmember Sarah Young, who will continue serving District 7. Her oath of office will be administered by the City Recorder Cindy Lou Trishman, and her husband Mike Roberts and son Jake Young will accompany her to the stage.
Come a little closer. Please state your name.
I, Sarah Reeves Young,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I'm so incredibly excited to be here as an elected official for my first time being as a member of the council. When I thought about what I wanted to speak about in my remarks today, there were so many things that I could touch on. My incredible family who's here with me today and the support they've shown me, but I thanked you guys in July, so we're gonna move to another group. I could also thank the amazing dedicated teachers in our K-12 schools. We have two of women that I incredibly admire here, both Dr. Grant and Dr. Sydney Dixon, who really take lead in supporting our K-12 schools and communities. And I'm so honored to be a part of your team. But our schools just didn't seem right today, thinking about the role of our city and how it encompasses more than just our kids. But it really is about every single person. So I thought back to July and the day that I was appointed, and I ended my introduction to my fellow council members, as well as the mayor, by talking about a core value of mine in gratitude. And it's gratitude that I am going to touch on here today. When new council members join our stellar community council team and city recorder's office, help us by setting up meetings with all the different departments. It gives us an opportunity as new council members to get to know the city, the individual leaders, to ask questions about what is happening, what are the needs, and how we as elected officials can support. One of those experiences that I'm going to touch on in more detail was participating in my first ride-along with Salt Lake City Police Department. So Officer Bench picked me up along with our District 7 liaison, Julie Morey, to be able to participate in my first ride-along with Salt Lake City Police on a beautiful day this past fall. Within a few minutes, we received a call from a citizen that was requesting assistance. A Salt Lake Community Council student had reached out because a bag had been taken from an unlocked car in the Sugar House area. We met Officer Martinez and Officer Carlson, and that while they gathered information from the student about what was available in the bag, Officer Bench jumped into action and started looking around at the local businesses to see if perhaps there was security footage that may have captured this particular crime. With the help of a business manager who was happy to jump on the case, Officer Bench found the vehicle and the suspects and was able to give their description to the Greater Salt Lake City Police Department. The officers reported that vehicle and started their patrol. Trying to do my civic duty as well, I jumped in and was like, there's a white car, there's a white car, there's a white car. Well, luckily for Officer Bench, within 5 minutes, he actually heard back from Officers Martinez and Carlson. They had found the student's backpack within the area. It had been disposed in a dumpster, and knowing that a lot of times these crimes occur, and yet the actual evidence in the backpack is left in the area, it was quickly found thanks to the dedication and critical thinking and thoughtfulness of our Salt Lake City Police Department. We hurried to the scene to be able to meet them. Every single item that that student lost, including his computer with all of his coursework on it, was there. Thank you to our Salt Lake City Police Department for looking out for our citizens and for the greater Salt Lake area. Now, you might think, why is she telling this story? There are so many things that are happening in the greater city, and that is true. Big things are occurring, and we have big tasks and challenges ahead of us. But I will also say that it is these daily small moments of service that we see from every single member of the Salt Lake City larger community that is what truly makes our community what it is today. And it is the place that I'm proud to call home. So to end with gratitude, I cannot possibly thank every single individual here within Salt Lake City for the good deeds that are done, but I'd like to highlight a few. To Officer Bench, Martinez, Carlson, Detective Fallows, and Chief Brown, thank you to the Salt Lake Police for keeping us safe here in our city. I appreciate you. To Urban Forestry, who, if you don't know, makes trees available for parking strips in front of homes all across our great city. Not only does it help in terms of creating community, but it makes a difference in terms of the clean air that we breathe. Thank you to those individuals for helping our city. To Judy Short, Landon Clark, and all of the leaders of the Sugar House Community Council. These are individuals who in unpaid roles dedicate themselves to making sure our communities have the access to the resources and the solutions they need, including sidewalks that fit strollers and are accessible to all of our citizens. Thank you. To the Public Utilities team under the director of Laura Briefer, we really appreciate you, not just in terms of your efforts for sustainability, but also protecting one of the greatest resources we have here in Salt Lake, which is our watershed. To Julie Morey, who is the District 7 liaison, I am so grateful to be able to work with her and appreciate the kindness and the way that she treats every constituent who reaches out to our office like family. And finally, to Chief Lieb and the firefighters of Salt Lake City who respond to incidents like one that happened in October of an auto pedestrian accident where my father was the pedestrian. I am incredibly grateful that you look out for every single one of our residents as is my family and my father, who is sitting here with us today. Thank you to the residents of District 7 for this opportunity. Thank you to my fellow council members and to the mayor. I am very grateful to be able to support all of the great people here within our city who make those small actions every day that create the community that I am proud to call home. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Young. Now, last but of course not least, we will have, to take the oath of office will be Mayor Erin Mendenhall. Her oath of office will be administered by our city recorder, Cindy Lou Trishman, and she will be accompanied to the stage by her family members, Kyle, Cash, Everett, and Mila. Please join the stage.
I, and then state your name.
I, Erin Janina Robinson Mendenhall,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Cindy Lou. Can you read it? No, you can't. Oh, what a room. Honestly, I think half of us weren't sure we'd even have half the seats filled. It's really moving to see you all. This is an incredible gathering of wonderful people, of public servants, of community lovers, of friends. Thank you for caring about your capital city. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here today. It's an honor to serve our city, and I'm so grateful that Salt Lakers have put their trust in me to serve as mayor again. I want to thank my family, Kyle, Cash, Everett, Mila. Your willingness to share so much of my time and attention with our capital city is selfless. I'm so lucky to have your love and support. Thank you. I want to thank my campaign team, Ian Koski, Joshua, Kalani, Becca, James, MJ, Blair, Alexa, John, and our campaigners, our volunteers, our donors, and everyone who helped make this honor of taking this oath once again possible today. Thank you. And my mayor's office team, led by the most incredible chief of staff perhaps Salt Lake City has ever known, Rachel Otto. You all on my team work so hard every day in the service of this city. I know that you love Salt Lake City. You believe in its people. You believe in our potential, and I am forever grateful for the pieces of yourselves that you put into your work. Our city is so much better because of your work on our behalf. Thank you. To every single public servant who works for Salt Lake City, thank you. There are nearly 4,000 of you now, and each of you plays a critical role in supporting the day-to-day lives of our residents. You're the muscle behind the scenes, making sure the water runs, the street lights are timed, snow gets plowed, the potholes get filled. You answer the phones when someone calls with a need or with an emergency. And you protect and serve in times of danger. You envision the needs of our resident, and you bring those ideas to fruition in a million different ways every year. You are all part of what makes this city run for Salt Lakers, and I am thankful for the way that you show up and that you create and work hard every single day. And finally, I want to thank the people of this great city. The backbone of this city comes from the character of our people. That's you. You're generous, you care, you're diverse and unique, and you're brave and creative. You love our city's roots and you see its incredible potential. You're the reason that our city grows, and as we do, its direction is toward a future that is better for everyone in it. Thank you for electing me to help shepherd us toward the future together. Standing here 4 years ago, or rather just outside of City Hall, there was no predicting what would come next. A pandemic, earthquakes, months of protest calling for a reckoning with racism, an historic windstorm, even flooding. We're going to try to avoid all of those in my second term, okay? One day, our grandchildren, or for some of you, your children maybe, will ask us what it was like to live here in 2020. What was it like in Salt Lake? Well, I will tell them that it was not a beginning or a breaking point, and it was certainly not our end. It was a revelation. It exposed the deepest parts of our character, our grace, our grit, our compassion, and our deep connection with one another. As our city has grown, and in some ways, our connection to each other has stretched and frayed. Even as our density has increased, so somehow has the space between us. Our community's connection is worth fighting for. Our neighbors, our neighborhoods, our shops, our restaurants, our bars, our bookstores, our doggy daycares, our sports teams. We need only think back to the pandemic to be reminded of how important our connection to one another is, not only to our community, but our sense of place in this world. It's our responsibility to fight for what connects us and to seize the opportunities that we have earned, to strengthen those connections further and to build new bridges when opportunities arise. To build those bridges not only for ourselves, but for our neighbors, from West Point to the East Bench, from Glendale to Sunnyside, and Capitol Hill to Liberty Wells. It's our responsibility to be stewards of the city that we have inherited and trustees of the city that we will leave behind. In the last 4 years, if the last 4 years were forged by historic crisis, the next 4 will be forged by historic opportunity. It may be an understatement to describe this moment as unrivaled in our city's history, with 4 historic threads intersecting right now with breathtaking complexity. Between the preparations for the Olympic and Paralympic Games, the determination of the long-term future of the Utah Jazz, and the pursuit of Major League Baseball and National Hockey League franchises, the construction of Glendale Regional Park and the momentum behind a downtown green loop, and the ongoing record investments in housing construction in our city, with a massive city investment in wealth building for renters and homeowners. They're all happening right now. Any one of these on its own would shape our city in substantial and highly visible ways, but together they could weave investments and improvements greater than we've seen in the 177 years of our city's since our city's founding. This is it. This is our moment. There is no room for timidity, and we should have no patience for parochial squabbles. We must think big. because it's not just about our economy, it's about our identity. This moment is about deciding whether our future is more exciting than our past. It's about protecting and improving our unique quality of life. It's about hardwiring equity into the future of our city. And it's strengthening what brings us together as a community. This is a moment that demands boldness, creativity, and most of all, it demands partnership. We must work together so that our future doesn't happen to us, but rather it happens with us and because of us. And my friends, this future is going to be incredible. Salt Lake City is a world-class city, and as you know, we are on track once again to showcase what makes Salt Lake City so special again in 2034. We're Salt Lakers. The outdoors are inside us. They're in our DNA. We're gonna knock the world's socks off again, to be sure. But that's of secondary concern to me compared to ensuring that the city continuously benefits from the games in equitable and sustainable ways. The opportunity of the 2034 games underscores that now is the time to build our vision for what the city looks like a decade today and even a half a century into the future. When our city was chosen to host in 2002, preparing for the games transformed our city in ways from which we still benefit today. From our economic growth and expansion of our public transportation system, to our reputation as a world-class training ground for winter sport. The legacy of 2002 is all around us, and the choices we make in the next 4 years will define the legacy of the 2034 games for our children and our grandchildren. I will work to expand our public transit system even further to make it easier for Salt Lakers to leave behind our polluting vehicles. I will work to finally turn 500 South and 600 South into the welcoming grand boulevards they ought to be. The Metals Plaza should not once again be a temporary structure in a parking lot, but instead become a permanent city park that we can all enjoy before and after the 2034 games. We will add and protect more trees and green space throughout this city, and we should build the 5-mile green loop around downtown, putting some of our incredibly wide streets to better use, with 54 new acres of green space where it is desperately needed. 50 new street trees per block along the route, patios, playgrounds, dog parks, and even more places to meet our neighbors. After 15 years of quiet discussion, sporadic planning, and a lot of wishful thinking, over the last year, our team has collected the input of thousands of Salt Lakers, engaged with local business owners, and showcased the concept in a month-long demonstration project. And for months, we have been offering walking tours of the future route to help people visualize the concept. I'm excited to announce that my administration has begun looking at financing tools to build the entire Green Loop and plans to move ahead with the project with great enthusiasm. The Green Loop is one of several bold steps that I am determined to take to lead, to partner, to support, and to harness every tool in our toolbox to center and expand the energy of sports, entertainment, and culture in and around downtown Salt Lake City. In case this point wasn't self-evident, let me be clear, the Jazz belong in downtown Salt Lake City. And more importantly, the Utah Jazz belong at the center of a neighborhood filled with restaurants, bars, shops, and activities, one that's even easier to access by public transit, more convenient to reach by car, safer to navigate by bike or walking, and one that's alive with activity year-round. I am deeply committed to building that neighborhood. But it's not for the NBA. It's for every resident and small business owner who will benefit from it. and for the exponential impacts that investing in our capital city has on every person in this state. If the National Hockey League and Major League Baseball come to Salt Lake City, as they should, we will weave them into our already growing capital city, adding the presence of more teams and fans to our community, our economy, and our identity. Pro sports aren't just about winning and losing. They're about connecting. They're about creating common ground and shared experiences. They send ripples into communities that can lift up our restaurants and our bars and shops and galleries and more. Managed with thoughtful intention, these opportunities, the Utah Jazz, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League, and the Olympics, they can fuel real progress for our entire city and set the course for the next half century of downtown Salt Lake City and our global identity. And when threaded with projects like the Green Loop, an open Main Street promenade, the remaking of our grand boulevards, and the redoubling of our commitment to cleaning our air and protecting the Great Salt Lake, they have the opportunity to transform and modernize the core of our downtown in a way that lifts our city for generations. But when left as isolated ideas and without vision, these threads might entangle into a frustrating knot of stifled and lost progress. But when woven together with creativity, focus, hard work, and a clear vision, these threads will create something truly amazing and catalytic. Ours is an incredibly unique moment, and we must rise to that moment, even while looking out on a horizon that is perpetually unstable in a future that is not guaranteed. These exciting new opportunities are also reliant on our ability to bring about better solutions than we have today for some of our most vexing challenges. We must put even more energy and passion into getting people who are living unsheltered off our streets and into homes and connected to the help that they need. We must put as much energy and passion into supporting renters, helping those who want to be able to buy a home, and preventing our residents and small businesses from being displaced. And we must put just as much energy into the existential threats that climate change brings to our local way of life, chief among them being our poor air quality and the demise of the Great Salt Lake. It's sometimes difficult to accept how much of our fate is in the hands of the legislature and the governor. But fortunately, we have now moved beyond the political isolation of our city's past. We work hard, we show up, and we stay at the table to get the best possible outcome we can for our city and for our namesake. Salt Lake City will keep conserving water, and we'll keep looking for new ways to reduce consumption. We'll keep working to protect our 13 billion gallons of annual contribution to the lake, and we'll be proactive in sharing our best practices, but we will also take every opportunity we can to advocate statewide for solutions. Saving the Great Salt Lake is going to take all of our work, especially the state of Utah. We cannot do it alone. Our city cannot save the Great Salt Lake or on our own any more than we can single-handedly clean the valley's air or solve the state's housing crisis. Protesting, demonizing, and shaming might make some feel better, but it won't get the job done. 4 years ago, I promised a change in the tone of our city's leadership along exactly these lines, and our approach is working. The state government is investing more in addressing homelessness and expanding affordable housing than ever before. We have forged a real partnership that has produced unprecedented investments and is creating more housing for people who need it. Because we've partnered with the state government, last month we opened a temporary shelter community, pods for 50 unsheltered individuals who'd been living on our streets. And we know the legislature will be asked to support a permanent model of this operation in the coming months. Governor Cox has proposed even more state funding for affordable housing, mental health, and substance use treatment. Construction is underway on tiny homes, yes, And as a city, we're investing more than ever in affordable housing. It's still not enough. And I'll be the first to say that I wish it were happening faster. But I can also see firsthand that change is finally happening because other cities, the county, the legislature, and the governor are with us on housing and homelessness. We will take the same approach with the Great Salt Lake and air quality, do everything we can, and then do more, and work with our partners instead of against them. That's the real reason, or rather the real lesson to be drawn from this election. People are tired of the false narrative that the city should bail out the rest of the state and can solve every problem on its own, because we know that's never been true. People are tired of our city leaders fighting with those who should be doing more to help us make solutions. Salt Lakers want to keep our seat at the table and work together to earn the results that we need, not only to survive, but to thrive. As you know well, Salt Lake City can be divided, not only by train tracks and highways. The most painful divides are the deepest and the hardest to bridge. We find them between those who are living comfortably and those who are not, between those who feel safe and those who do not, between those who want things to stay the same and those who need for things to change. We have a responsibility to our neighbors, to our children and our grandchildren, to the people who built this city, and to every one of us who call it home, to find the grace within ourselves, to acknowledge that just because we may not be personally burdened with a particular challenge is not an excuse for being disengaged. And it certainly does not mean we should reflexively oppose potential solutions. Each time that we allow ourselves to be divided, we lose a little bit of our connection to each other. The way we will move Salt Lake City forward must be together. We need each other, our neighbors, our other cities, and yes, even the state. The stakes of this moment are too high, and we must find the grace within ourselves to see beyond ourselves. The opportunities we have are incredible, but they need not be overwhelming. The challenges we face are difficult, but we need not be intimidated. If we work for our connections, if we continue to build bridges, if we engage with grace and we lead with love, if we stick together, we will keep moving our city forward. I love this city, and I am humbled by the honor of serving as your mayor once again. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Mayor Mendenhall. So this concludes the oath portion of our program today. We do have one more musical number. It is a performance by a local rapper named Lil Kai, and he'll perform Win and Guaranteed. And I will invite them to the stage.
First, I would like to congratulate Mayor Mendenhall for upcoming 4 years and more to come. The song I'm performing today is called Win and Guaranteed. I made it like a year ago, and yeah, I don't know.
Look, my auntie said she ain't
supper. She lost some with my mother. 2 kids to test on I told my brother. He said he didn't care, he just wants a father. I'm a businessman, they always been saying honesty, their own play is full of blessings. One man trash is another man's gold. But that's never how the story gets told. Tell who you can, be who you can. The road runs by the man, so you know you gotta be bold. If you big dog, they calling. We wouldn't be crabs in a bucket, and we ballin'. Opportunity never been one to miss. When it comes my way, when it's hard like this, don't let destiny lead you away. Back release, sunshine somewhere, even when the clouds are gray. We hope for the best, plan for the worst replay. Stuck in a moment, with full of ashtrays. To success, it never sweet unless it comes with rest. Good success is never sweet unless it comes with some rest. Bad times make good times, say with your chest, and I wish the best. Yeah. Little Becky always so petty after she had her turn. Watching others making her burn. Win some, learn. Be an early bird, not the worm. Knowledge is power, grades will get sour. So you learn and learn. Be the dog that gets taught new tricks, not the old dog. We watching for the beats. Gotta be tough like bricks. Flex like splits, day night shifts. I'm on elevate like lifts. Who gonna go again if I miss? Yeah, if I miss. This success is never sweet unless it comes with rest. Bad times make good times, say with your chest. And I wish you the best. And I wish you the best. I low-key forgot like the lyrics, I'm not gonna lie, but thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lokai. In closing, I'd like to congratulate the newly elected and re-elected city council members and mayor for our city. We're fortunate to be able to launch into a new year together. And many thanks again to all of you for being here to share in this memorable event. Please join us across the street immediately following this in the city and county building, where we will be gathering for a reception on the first floor. And this concludes our meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Susceptible.
Not